Greetings, Inquisitor! I'm glad you found this holocron. This is the week 45 update for the Darth Loquitur account. For any who aren't familiar, I go through this account every week, show you my progress, characters, my plan for the future, any adjustments for the plan, and today at the end we're going to introduce another little video concept that I'm trying, and you can see if that's something that you want to watch. With that said, let's get into it, find out what happened in the account for this week. Now our goal is to relic Maul by week 47. It's only week 45. Pretty early in the week we were able to get him to gear 12. We had good luck farming up those Mark IV Bactigels and locked in his next gear tier. We need these armor pieces, and I was looking for them, and in the Wandering Scavenger there's 10 for 120. Now you can buy like 5 stun gun parts for 75. And here you can get 10 gold parts for 120. Seems like a good deal. I was very tempted to click the button, but I didn't in the end. Here we take the Negotiator to 7 stars. So 7-star Negotiator at week 45. That seems pretty good to me. I'll be able to start working on getting Malevolence shards now. So I'll be able to build that capital ship next. Thinking about the basic here, but the basic really isn't used that much, and I don't want to commit a whole bunch of prestige resources to an ability that I'm not going to use very much. And it only does a little bit more damage, so it's not that big of a deal. Now the speed of the capital ship is important, and I'm not going to take enough time to relic Kenobi. So in order to get him the best speed possible, we need to get 6-dot mods onto him as the captain of this ship. I don't really want to build right now a tank set for Kenobi and 6-dot that. I really want to keep my focus on the speed mods. So I do have to build a set for my Sith Eternal Emperor. I'm still a ways away from getting him built. But I figure if I start working on a mod set for him now, I have a pretty good chance to have a good mod set put together and developed by the time I actually get the character. So I'm looking for mods that have good speed and also have a lot of defensive stats. We need a lot of percent health. Percent defense is okay too. Percent protection is also nice. Here you see Padme's got one that has everything. It has health, protection, defense, and high speed. So we're looking at some other mods here. And in the end, a lot of these mods are either offense mods are not that great with the other stats. This is really the best mod to fit what we want to do for Sith Eternal Emperor. So we steal that from Padme. Going into the cross, again, Padme has a cross that looks pretty good. Potency, defense, protection with a health main stat. So it's all looking pretty good. Here we've got a triangle with a defense main stat. That gets us some extra defense onto the character, which I want. Now we just need to find an arrow. We're looking for a speed main stat arrow. This arrow that we have there is a protection main stat with a bunch of speed as a substat. So it's an interesting arrow, but it's not what we're going to end up wanting on the Sith Eternal when we build him. So here I sliced this up a couple times. Remember, I'm going to take him to 6 dots anyway, so I have to put those slices in to get it to 6 dots. We got another hit on speed. So we're at 22 speed on this mod. It's not too exciting to have 2 flat stats on there, but hey, it's still a pretty good mod, and 22 speed is all right. Now this mod, we can't actually take to 6 dots yet because it's still technically on Padme. We haven't confirmed and locked it in on Kenobi, so we can't 6-dot it quite yet. We're looking for an arrow of the speed set, and we're going to sort by health percent, and we're going to look for a speed arrow that has good health substats somewhere in it. So here we find one that has at least a percent health substat that we can roll. All right, here we confirm the mods, then we go right back in. Now we're going to take these mods all up to 6 dots. Take this one up to level 15, slice it to 6 dots. 16 speed is not that impressive for 4 rolls. It means we got a lot of 3s, but we're going to go ahead and try to get that 16 developed. In the end, we don't get it. All right, we take the diamond to 6 dots. Here we take the circle to 6 dots. And that's only got 3 hits in speed, so if we don't hit speed on the first slice, or maybe the second slice, then we'll have to look for a different mod for the Sith Eternal Emperor, most likely. So here we're finishing this up to gold, and on the way we get the health substat gets another hit, so that's good. We get 3% health on that speed arrow as well. 258 speed on Kenobi. It's a good balance of health and speed. Wouldn't be too bad to put those mods on Sith Eternal already. But we still have a few weeks to work on them, see if we can invest some more slices. We had that Imperial Trooper Galactic Challenge come up, so we'll get the red box off of that. That'll have some slicing materials for us to be able to work on these mods a little more. All right, so that's it for Kenobi. Check the stats on the ship. We've gone from 164 speed to 176. So we've gained 12 speed on that ship between the 7th star and taking his mods to 6 dots. So that's good, getting a pretty fast capital ship. And we're pretty much done with that for now, so we're going to go ahead and take off the favorites. Oh, we have to fix Padme's mods because we stole so many mods from her for the Kenobi upgrades that we have to come back over here and fix. Now, I do take a look at some tenacity mods here, and Padme traditionally doesn't really need tenacity because once you get protection up, you're protected against debuffs. However, there is this risk that in the opening turns you get ability blocked or something similar before you have a chance to get protection up, which is pretty annoying. So I was looking to see if we could get some tenacity onto this character just to try to avoid those initial debuffs. In the end, didn't really find what I was looking for, so I just said go back to a speed set and a health set, and we're going to work on it. It's not going to be a great speed set for right now. 252 is all we're getting. It's not that great, but when we get Padme to gear 12 or maybe to gear 13 later on, we'll come back, we'll swing back around and look at her mods more carefully. All right, Jolie Bindo, we get the 6th star on him. I've only farmed him from Fleet, and we've almost got him finished out. We are going for Revens when we get done with the Sith Eternal journey, so that's what I'm doing. I'm building the character requirements for Jedi Knight Revan in the background as part of my farming strategy. So later in the week, we've been able to complete several more of the Gear 13 pieces for Darth Maul. He's sitting at 4 out of 6. We're able to get Thrawn up a gear tier, and when we do, all the green pluses are lit, so we're just going to go ahead and take him up another gear tier to gear 11. And we need the typical things again with the back-to-gels and the stun guns. For this, we just need back-to-gels and this med pack part. So we're in really good shape, and most likely we'll be able to get Maul to gear 13 next week, 1 week ahead of the week 47 target, so that'll be good. Looking forward to that. We'll try to make Thrawn the next target for Relic, so if we can get him his gear 12 and get him prepped to be the next Relic target, then that would be good. We're going to take some of these characters, the Sith Eternal requirements, and we're going to go ahead and craft gear and lock it down just because I'm getting toward the end stages of gearing up these characters, and a lot of them have duplicate gear that they need in some of these slots. This piece right here, this Mark 12 binoculars, is not easy for me to get either, and I don't want to farm it directly. So I'm in the last stages where I need to know what gear I need for all of these characters, and not to get stuck on duplicate gear. So we're going to go ahead and apply a bunch of gear to these characters, lock in, figure out where we're at to make it easier for future to know what to farm. The piece that I need for Thrawn is on the same node as Darth Nihilus. So if I farm that node, I can get shards for him as well as the gear to get gear 12 onto Thrawn. So I'm going to do that. It's a win-win. I enjoy the Triumvirate on my main account. I'm sure I will enjoy the Triumvirate also on this alt account. It's also another group of characters that you can put with Sith Eternal. So we're going to go ahead and start farming that as part of the routine. All right, so for the account statistics, we're at week 45. 1.72 million galactic power. We added about 10,000, mostly in that upgrade that we had to the capital ship. 12 relics. The Zetas have been updated from 21 to 22. I have 22 Zetas in the account. I missed one somewhere along the way in these summaries, so I had it listed as 21 last week, but I didn't actually add a Zeta to anything. I just corrected it to the proper amount of 22 Zetas. In the squad arena, the troopers are still getting me top 100. The Negotiator is getting me the top 5. Usually I can get number 1 if I have the time and patience to play it. The project right now is to get that Gear 13 onto Darth Maul week 47. Looks like we're well on track and in fact might finish up in week 46. For next week's farms, we're going to do Mon Mothma, try to finish her out still. We're going to pick up Nihilus again for that combination of his shards as well as finishing out Thrawn's Gear 12. We'll keep farming the ships, the BTLB, try to get that bomber to 7 stars. And we're going to continue to work on the back to gel because we do need that for the relic as well as for other characters. In fleet, Bindo, Zalabar, Karth, and the Mark III CNR holo projectors that we need to craft relic materials. In the cantina, we're doing signal data. We've dropped the Sith Empire Trooper as a target off of here. I'll talk about that here in a second. Mods, we're farming speed mods again. Refreshes, 3 mod, 3 energy, 3 fleet. And then Cantina on the days of all energy and Cantina energy. Squad Arena store, we do Prestige once per day. And convert the rest to Shard Shop when I have extra. For the fleet store, we're still looking for Grievous, any of the 501st stuff, including the ship for Rex and the ship for 5s. And then buying Zeta materials when we have extra. Everything else is going into the Shard store to feed over there. So why am I skipping set for now? So I was working on that tank, and that's what I use oftentimes with the Sith Eternal Emperor on his team. But then I realized I've got Kylo Ren unmasked already in this account. I think he's at Gear 11. So why would I build another tank when I already have a tank that I can put in there? He needs a couple Zetas, or at least the Zeta that gives him the pre-taunt. But it's not too bad. So in looking at that, I think I'll build the Sith Empire Trooper later, probably when I need him for the Darth Revan team. But for right now, to conserve resources, I'll plan to relic that Kylo Ren unmasked. That'll improve him. It'll make the TIE Silencer better as a ship, and it'll give me a tank for my C Squad. He's not committed to any other teams right now, so it seems like an easier thing to do than building another tank. Grandma Mod here says, remember to farm your mods. All right, and then an introduction to a little project that I worked on last week. I tried to record almost everything that I did for my daily routines. Some people have asked me to show how I work the shops, how I farm, how I use my refreshes, and sort of that kind of decision-making process. So it's not going to be a very exciting video. It's going to be long. I'll fast forward through a lot of parts of it that are going to be pretty boring. But you'll be able to see day by day, shop by shop, what I'm doing, what I'm buying, how I'm trying to stock my gear with this sort of an inventory management strategy that I use. And for people who want or need that kind of thing to help them with their own routine, I think this could be an interesting video. I won't do it very often, and we'll see how it does. We'll see if people actually like it and want to watch it. So I'm going to introduce that. It'll come separately from this video, but it should be out right afterwards, so you all can check it out if you're interested in that kind of thing. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate everybody's time. Remember to join our Discord if you haven't already. We've got a good community over there, a bunch of people, new players asking good questions and experienced players that are willing to answer and help. So it's a great place to be, especially if you're a newer player with a newer account looking for very successful things to do. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications so that you can watch more videos like this in the future. And remember to hit that like button if you haven't already. Apply your like saber. Slash it, slice it, dice it, chop it in half. It's very satisfying, rewarding, helps me, helps the channel, and I'd appreciate it if you would do that for me. Thank you all for your time, and I will see you in the next holocron.